You might be a young adult librarian if
you're excited about spring break so you can catch up on your reading. Hi there, and thanks for tuning in for another episode of Q&A The Librarian Way. I am Julia from Sunbeam Yellow.
And I'm Emily from The Gnoming Librarian.
And this week we're asking the question, how can you be more approachable? More approachable to your patrons, to your students especially, to the other staff within the library. And overall, how can you get people to come into the library and use you as a resource? So of course I will give my school perspective and Emily will give her public perspective.
So I'm going to start out with an easy one. People, all you have to do is smile. That is the easiest way to get teens, at least in my library, to approach me. Another thing is to make sure that I learn their name, which can be a feat when you have quite a few teens coming into the library. But learn their names and call them by name and invite them to call you by your name. So when they yell out, "Hey librarian," say, "Hey, my name's actually Emily. Please call me Emily." And they'll get to know you a little better. Feel free to converse and ask them about their day and just talk to them like you want them there.
So being approachable just isn't about you. It's also about the other staff that's in the library with you and your space. So like Emily said, smiling at students, getting to know their names, that's also important for the other staff that's working with you. So make sure that you really get that message across to your staff, that they smile as much as they can, that they get to know the students, and they just have conversations with the students and the teens. And you also want to make your space teen friendly. I mean, I've mentioned before that I've reupholstered furniture, we've had our ceiling tiles painted, we've made crazy displays, all in the hopes of making our space look more teen friendly. Teens aren't going to come into a space that they think looks like their grandma's living room. So design your space so teens want to be there.
Another fun way to be approachable in your library is to actually get out from behind the desk and play. If you're hosting a program, do the program with the teens. If they look bored, pull out a board game, sit down at a table, and play the board game with the teens. Also, try to invite other staff members to your program so that the teens can get to know other people in the library and get to trust them as well. They tend to listen a little better if they know you, so if you do have some trouble with teens, make them more comfortable by just participating with them and let them get to know you better.
You may have heard the phrase "say yes more than no" before, and that definitely applies to being approachable as a librarian. Now I know that you can't say yes to every question asked, but try to say yes when people ask you for favors or ask if they can do certain things in the library more than no, and this includes your staff. My staff is not going to come to me and use me as a resource if I often tell them that I can't or won't do something. So if it means that I have to leave the library and wheel a cart of books down to a classroom, I'll do that. If it means that I need to laminate something on a day I normally wouldn't, I will probably do that because that makes me more approachable and used more often. And the same thing with teens. As they come and ask you for favors or ask for things, try to say yes more than no.
So those are a few ideas of being more approachable in your library. We would love to hear some of the ways that you've gotten teens and staff members on board for what you're doing. Make sure to leave questions and comments below. We'd love to hear from you and we'd love to get some new questions to answer for our Q&As. And as always, we will be back next week with the Library Short. And make sure to check us out at TheLibrarianWay.com. See you later.
Bye. Hey Emily, who are you checking out?
I am checking out Wonder Show by Hannah Barnaby. It's about a girl named Portia who has a father who kind of disappears, leaves up her life, and she correlates that with the leaving of the circus from her town. So she's looking for the circus so she can find her dad. It's been really good. Julia, who are you checking out?
I am checking out Cass in Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake, a story about a boy who is a ghost hunter who has come across a ghost that he really doesn't want to kill.
Loved it.
See you
later.
next week.